Today on Eagle 7 News, we speak to a victim of campus robbery. What do students need to do to keep their property safe?
Also, we highlight an athlete who's putting his best foot forward at a new fall sport.
I'm Joel Carlson.
And I'm Tori Hoehne. Your campus news starts right now.
Mel Johnson Media Center has various security measures to help keep students and their valuables safe.
Last week, a UNW student had left their belongings in an editing suite in the Mel Johnson Center when an unidentified male suspect came in and stole their laptop.
The UNW student wanted to remain anonymous for our interview, but wanted to share the message with the students.
I'm here at the Mel Johnson Media Center, a normally secure building, but just this past week experienced an intruder that involved the theft of a student's personal laptop.
I left for less than 10 minutes to go get my car from the Atkinson parking lot. And when I returned, I noticed that my laptop was gone, as well as the charger cord. But all the rest of my stuff, like my backpack, my notebooks, everything else was still there.
Behind me are 6 editing suites, all of which are locked and can only be accessed with the correct student IDs. Last week during class time, the intruder was let in to a locked suite.
This has been a very eye-opening experience. Like, I will not leave my stuff unattended again, and I don't want this to happen to anyone else. So just be aware of your surroundings and your property.
It is important to not leave your personal belongings unattended anywhere on campus. If you see someone that looks suspicious or doesn't look like a student, contact someone right away. For Eagle 7 News, I'm Caitlin Martins.
We reached out to public safety to ask them about the incident. The situation is under investigation with Roseville PD. This event is a good reminder to be vigilant on campus with people you don't know. And if you see something out of the ordinary, say something to campus officials.
Campus grounds crew has been working overtime with all the changes in the weather, but their main goal is still to make campus an enjoyable place to be, no matter the forecast.
Our number one goal is to keep the campus safe, so when they're walking, driving on campus, that they have a safe and enjoyable experience.
Now, Caleb, what does the weather look like this week?
Thanks, Tori. So the leaves aren't the only thing falling this year, as continuous rainfall and a drop in temperatures has impacted not only UNW students, but athletes as well. A few weeks ago, we had temperatures in the 60s and 70s, and now we are down to temperatures in the 30s and 40s. On Friday, we are looking to see temperatures hopefully somewhere in the 40 to 50 range as the rains continue to come down. But luckily, throughout the week, it's going to get a lot better. Friday will be 46 with partly cloudy. Saturday will be partly cloudy as well. 55 is a high. On Sunday, we'll have a high of 40, mostly cloudy. But on Monday and Tuesday, we're looking at 40 and 47 degrees as the highs. Hopefully, the rain won't impact too many things, but for sports, they continue to move on. Over to Anderson.
Thanks, Caleb. One student here at Northwestern has wrote quite the story for his athletic career. He's chosen to make the most of his final chance to compete as an Eagle. Eagle 7's Ryan Mitchell reports.
Eagles football place kicker Josiah didn't want to let his last chapter at Northwestern go to waste.
It actually started out as a joke. I was talking with Ben Mackey, actually, safety, plays on the football team. He was talking to me like, oh dude, like, I know you don't have any more like soccer eligibility, might as well just go for it. You got one more year.
Having grown up playing soccer his whole life, Josiah knew he'd need to flip the switch when it came to playing football.
All that time I was taught that I have to kick under the crossbar, like just put it on frame. Like when you kick it over, that's so embarrassing. And now it's just the opposite.
Even though the two sports are very different, the transition wasn't as difficult as he'd thought it might be.
It did come naturally. It wasn't that big of a switch. So I actually always thought that it would be fairly easy. And I've discovered that's not necessarily the case.
The kicking hasn't always been easy for Josiah, but he likes what the game of football has to offer.
Honestly, I still prefer soccer, but I mean, that being said, I've never been able to like full out tackle someone, so that's been dope.
As the season goes on, Donay looks to not only improve his newfound talent, but also enjoy the experience with his teammates.
It's been fun. It's super, super different, super cool. I mean, I just like being with the guys and playing football.
Whether it's scoring a goal on the pitch or kicking it through the uprights on the gridiron, Josiah hopes to make a lasting impression in his final chapter here at Northwestern. For Eagle 7 News, I'm Ryan Mitchell.
Eagles football will take the field once again tomorrow night here on campus at Reynolds Field, taking on the Minnesota Morris Cougars for Football Frenzy. Kickoff is at 6 p.m., and you can watch the game on unweagles.com or listen to live play-by-play action on your campus radio station, theremnant.fm. Northwestern volleyball rallied from 2 sets down on Wednesday in Morris to take down the Cougars, keeping alive their astounding 58-match win streak against UMAC opponents. The team will host 3 non-conference matchups at the Erickson Center this weekend, starting with the tilt against St. Mary's University tonight at 7 p.m. That's all for sports. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Anderson. To help celebrate Global Engagement Week, many event tables were set up around the Billy to showcase what it means to bring different cultures and ideas together. One club in particular was involved was the Asian Student Fellowship. On Tuesday, the ASF teamed up with the Global Engagement to provide free bubble tea to the whole student body in the Billy. Their aim was to bring awareness to the Asian culture and connect with other students. This was a chance for the ASF to share information about the club and why they do what they do for the UNW community. It was a success as they ran out of the product faster than they expected. They hope to do it again in their spring for their annual bubble tea fundraiser.
Global Awareness Week was held from October 8th through 12th in the Billy. It is a chance for students to become more involved. We talked with a few students and were able to meet up with Student Body President Cole Birkland to hear more about why this week is so important.
It's Global Awareness Week here at UNW's campus. We were able to talk with a few students to see how it impacts their lives and our campus. Do you want to tell me a little bit about what Global Awareness Week means to you and how this has affected your life?
Yeah, so my freshman year during Global Awareness Week is when I actually got in contact with Dawnette Scott, and I ended up going to Nepal on a missions trip with her and a couple of other people from Northwestern.
It's been my 4th year at Northwestern, and it's happened every year, and there's always lots of interesting booths and people that come in to talk about ways to get involved, so it's a great way to get to know people.
Important to have something like this, Global Awareness Week, because it helps open up opportunities for students to be active in their faith. It's one thing to be a Christian, but it's another thing to really practice our faith, because Scripture is filled with calls for us to be active in our faith, to go out and impact the world. And what a great way to let people know the opportunities that are available to them than to have tables with different ministries.
Global Awareness Week was a chance for students to see, hear, and experience different things in our community and around the world. For Eagle 7, I'm Tori Hoehne.
Bonfires, s'mores, and late-night movie nights. Fall is finally here with Halloween, a few weeks away. Eagle 7's Peyton Lowenstein went out to find what to expect for Halloween costumes this year.
With Halloween fast approaching, we decided to do some research on the top predictions of this year's Halloween costumes. We also decided to ask Northwestern students what they thought of this list and what they would actually be wearing for this year's Halloween. From Insider.com, a few costume predictions include 90s icons, ABBA Dancing Queen costumes, Riverdale characters, and much more, including cows and flamingos. What are your opinions on that?
I actually think most of that are probably good predictions, except I'm not so sure about the cow and flamingo.
And what do you think about these predictions?
I would agree with them.
You know, well, I just really think that it's just a good, accurate representation of the year 2018. You know, the movies, the lifestyle, you know, it's just a really good, accurate representation.
Do you think one will be more than the other?
I think The Incredibles will be pretty big.
Well, there's a lot of solid possibilities there, and they have the potential, like Riverdale. A lot of people like it, so I could see it happening.
The cow's a little interesting.
And what are you thinking of being this year for Halloween?
I'd probably go Negan from The Walking Dead.
Pam Beasley all the way. I'm planning on having a onesie that's a skeleton.
You know, I am going to be Leslie Knope from Parks and Rec, because, you know, Leslie Knope for President 2012.
Regardless if the predictions are correct, all that really matters is that you have a spooktacular Halloween. From Eagle 7 News, I'm Peyton Lowenstein.
So, Tori, what's your Halloween costume going to be this year?
You know, I haven't quite started planning for it yet, but I should probably spend some time on Pinterest. Have you started?
Oh, no, not even close. Well, I'm Joel Carlson.
And I'm Tori Hoehne. Stay fly, Eagles.